Okay, I'm so sorry. Here we go again. Wouldn't be us if we didn't have technical difficulties. Listen. Good evening and welcome to the Power of Now, Inside, Outside on Wellness Wednesdays. I'm Coach Mitchell.
And I'm Coach Darren.
And we want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Hopefully, we can provide you with some great tips and insights on what you can do to incorporate some healthier or introduce some healthier dishes and recipes into your journey to wellness. I'm going to dip out a little bit. Coach, go ahead and take over. I'm just going to make sure we're adjusted over here. Okay. Listen, if you're on, give us a sound check. Let us know how we're coming across. If there's any echoes or anything, we want to sort of minimize the impact to tonight's session and make sure that we're bringing you rich content without interruption or interference.
Okay. As Coach Mitchell said, this is Inside Outside on Wellness Wednesday. And you know, the whole premise of our platform tonight is to bring you tips for things you can do inside your home, basically in the kitchen, but actually throughout your home, and things you can do outside. So that's why we call it Inside Outside. And tonight, Coach Mitchell is going to share with you another detox using the fruit papaya. And I just want to go over a few things about the papaya. Then, Coach Mitchell will demonstrate, she will share her detox. And then I'm going to share a few things about some of the plants that we just started growing inside, and then we take them outside. All right, so again, glad you're here with us. And for those who are here who attended last night's session, again, welcome back. So let's talk about papaya. And as soon as Coach Mitchell comes back on.
Go ahead, Coach.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
Yes, actually, I just want to point out that's a papaya. So you know what it looks like? No, it's also known as pawpaws or pawpaws, which is the first that I heard when I started doing a little research. The thing about the papaya is it's full of nutrients, as is with most fruits and vegetables. And I'm a big proponent that we need to incorporate more fruits and vegetables into our diet. And even though I don't like to use the word diet, but into our normal eating routine. And that's because the fruits and vegetables provide a lot of the vitamins, the nutrients, minerals, so forth and so on, that aid in maintaining a healthy lifestyle. So papayas, you have vitamins A, B, C, E, K. You got calcium, potassium, magnesium, copper. You have a lot of enzymes like lycopene, which is what we normally find in tomatoes, which has great antioxidant abilities. And if you're not familiar with antioxidants and why you want to consume them, it's because they help reduce the oxidation in the body. And you've heard me say before, what is the oxidation? Well, if you've ever seen rust that turns green, that's oxidation. If you've ever seen an apple turn brown, that's oxidation.
You can see in our bananas and a little bit in our papaya tonight. I'm going to step out of frame because I think I hear an echo.
Okay.
And if you're on, let us know again how the audio is coming across so that we can make adjustments.
So here's the thing about papaya, which is really interesting, is that, again, it reduces the oxidative stress in our body, which actually helps to reduce the aging process, because that's what oxidation does to us. It basically, it causes us to age sooner. If we can reduce the oxidation, it can slow our aging process down. And a lot of that comes from the foods we eat. So with papaya, it reduces heart disease, diabetes, cancer. It aids in digestion. It improves your blood glucose control, which is also for people who are dealing with either pre-diabetes or diabetes. It lowers your blood pressure, which is also good. When we featured watermelon last week, that also lowers your blood pressure. And I think this is important because for those who are on blood pressure medication, or you're dealing with high blood pressure, when you go to the doctor, one of the first things they want to do is they put you on medication, as opposed to encouraging to change your lifestyle. And partly that means changing your diet. Here's something else that's also interesting. It improves wound healing. So, papaya actually, if you look at some of the topical, things that people use to heal wounds, they will probably have papaya enzymes in them. So it is beneficial to uh, if you cut off your hand, just take a big old papaya and slap it on and you'll be okay. All right.
All right. I just want to take a moment to say thank you for joining us, Robin. We hope that we can provide some great tips and insight tonight into one of our, wellness detox drinks or smoothies. But also just to back up a little bit, just want to put it out there that our coach, Darren, is a certified health and wellness coach, and I am his test. I won't say test dummy. But no, I am one that experiments with the different smoothies and recipes that we profile here on our Inside Outside on Wellness Wednesday. So
yes, I will say she does test a lot of things. Sometimes, she's a little reluctant. She'll see something and she'll go, I'm not tasting it. I'm like, please taste it, and she'll, okay, it's not that bad. So yes, she does come through to, test things. I tend to jump right in. I'm used to a lot of this stuff. So, all right, but back to the benefits of the papaya. Here's something else that's also interesting about including papaya into your diet is that it actually helps to filter out the blue rays. So basically, it helps protect your eyesight. Mm-hmm. So you may want to consider that. So the macular degeneration that occurs as we age, papayas basically provides a means to help minimize that.
Absolutely, and it's also the seeds in the papaya are also good for clearing out your digestive tract and detoxifying your liver. So the entire papaya, and we are big proponents of saving even the outer layer of your fruits and vegetables because we utilize those as well, and they provide more nutrients and antioxidants than sometimes some of the meat of the fruit or vegetable. So the seeds themselves, they have a peppery taste. Mm-hmm. So and they are covered with like a little gelatin. They're a little gelatinous in their covering. However, they offer a really nice savory bite to a sweet fruit. And also the papaya, some people shy away from the papaya because it has sort of an unctuous smell. So it smells sort of funky, if you will, but it's really a very tasty fruit.
Yeah, it's a tropical fruit.
It's a tropical fruit.
Pretty much on most tropical fruits tend to be sweet and delicious. Mm-hmm. So let me just also add a couple of quick things. So when you're selecting a papaya, you say you want to look for, a reddish orange skin, that lets you know it's starting to ripe, but it's not ripe yet, and then it's soft to touch. So, just something that you might want to consider.
Right, and just for tonight's session, I know you see the papaya on your screen here. We bought this papaya, it was completely green. Mm-hmm. And you just let it set out and it ripens. And we've had this for about a week.
Yes.
About a week. And as you can see, it has fully ripened. So we're gonna hopefully when we cut it, have a beautiful ripened fruit on the inside.
And with that, just in case you don't know, the watermelon is the only fruit that doesn't continue to ripen after it's been harvested. So when you pick your watermelons out, you want to pick it almost like you're ready to eat it because it's not going to ripen any more than what it is when you pick it up.
Right, and you don't want it to sit too long.
Correct. So, so I mentioned about the macular degeneration, how to pick your papaya, and as Coach Mitchell said, we are proponents of trying to achieve what is known as zero waste cooking. Now, it may seem like an ideal, goal, but it's something to shoot for. And what is zero waste, cooking? it's basically trying to utilize as much of your item as possible. And as we've said before, we're so conditioned with throwing certain pieces out that you realize, well, don't throw that out. You know what? I can use that for something else. And there's a whole trend with restaurants popping up calling upcycling. And what we do is we use certain pieces of our fruits and vegetables either for creating soups, or we replant some of them, which we'll show you also later in tonight's session, as we always do. Uh, or we, come up with another recipe.
Right. And we recently started to dehydrate a lot of our fruit skins and vegetable skins and use them in our smoothies. And, there are so many, again, health benefits for utilizing the rinds or, the outer casings of your fruit and vegetables. Um, Even with tonight's recipe, the seeds can be harvested, they can be dried, and they can be ground in your blender and sprinkled over your cereal or put back into your smoothies.
Yes. So it's just two things, and there's many health benefits, but there's two things I want to really focus on real quickly, for the benefits of papaya. And one is diabetes, because papayas are, high in fiber, and fiber is known to help control your blood sugar levels. Because, one of the things that we suffer as a society, American society, is we don't get enough fiber in our diet. And that also leads to what is known as inflammation, which leads to a whole bunch of diseases. So, benefit of papaya, as with most fruits and vegetables, is the fiber content. Now, the other thing is that with type 1 diabetes, like I said, it's the high fiber that helps to lower your blood glucose level. Sorry about that. And the other thing is type 2 diabetes, which helps to improve your blood sugar, lipid, and insulin levels. So again, it's both. You get benefit. So the other thing it does is for chronic inflammation. And I stress this because the chronic inflammation is the underlying cause for many diseases out there.
It gets us every time.
Yes, it just decides on how it manifests within the body. Everyone's different. So, but it's usually we all have the same cause, but how it shows up different. And the major diseases, even like cancer and lupus. You've heard me allude to that because my daughter suffers from lupus. So all comes from inflammation in the body. So you want to get your fiber in. You want to try different fruits and vegetables because you've also heard us talk about, Coach Mitchell will say, eat the rainbow. There's true benefits to that. And also on the gut level, there's huge benefits to why you want to eat a combination of fruits and vegetables.
Absolutely.
So, Coach Mitchell, I hope I didn't take too much of your time. Oh, I just got one more thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Go right ahead.
Right?
Go right ahead.
If you are, and again, something I recently learned about papayas is if you suffer from a latex allergy, you might want to be mindful of consuming papayas because it may trigger that allergy, or you may have experienced the same thing you do when you are in contact with latex. So, with that being said, Coach Mitchell is going to share a smoothie, and then it'll come back to me, and I'm going to share a few other things about being outside.
I just want to stress the importance of doing your research and making sure that if you do have any underlying health conditions or any chronic illnesses, that you check with your healthcare physician before you try consuming any of the recipes that we highlight. Again, most of what we present here are products or recipes that have a pro-health benefit for a lot of different illnesses, especially like Coach Darren said, the anti-inflammatory aspect. We are real big on that because we like to move. If you have been with us for a while, we do, we were into walking the talk, which was at least 5 miles on Saturdays for those who could, walking 5 miles to get in that extra component of health, because health and wellness have different levels, right? So just make sure that you're checking with your physician.
Yes, especially if you're on medication, always check with your doctor. I would say check with a nutritionist. No offense to doctors, but doctors have very little knowledge when it comes to nutrition.
Yeah, and you want to make sure there's no contraindications to what you're ingesting versus the medications that you may be taking. So anyway, if you journey with us long enough, we hope that that will eliminate some of that pharmaceutical medication you may be taking by incorporating some of these very healthy smoothies and health beneficial recipes into your diet. So, a papaya smoothie, this only contains 4 ingredients. We have our papaya. The recipe calls for half a papaya. We have bananas. The recipe calls for maybe 4 to 5, 1.5 to 2 inch rounds of in width of frozen banana, and that's going to help give us the thickener and add a little sweetness to a little bit more sweetness to the smoothie. We want a tablespoon of cinnamon, and I like to take the cinnamon sticks and grate the cinnamon sticks because it just adds a lot more. It enhances the flavor, but this is powdered cinnamon, ground cinnamon, and that's okay to use as well. So 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and of course our coconut milk, 1 cup of coconut milk, and I'm sorry, coconut water. And you want to make sure that if you have a coconut allergy that you use distilled water. My mouth went a little bit faster than my mind. So you want to, again, make sure that you're using either distilled or spring water. You don't want to use tap water, but you want coconut water, half a papaya, 1 cup of coconut water, 4 to 5 frozen banana slices, and we keep banana slices in the freezer just for our smoothies because it.
I just want to interject
Yes.
about maintaining zero waste. We kind of had this process that if our bananas are becoming too brown, we immediately slice them up and we put them in the freezer to extend the shelf life. And we also take the banana peels to create plant water.
Yes.
So again, trying to utilize all of the pieces in our fruits and vegetables.
Absolutely. So again, 4 simple ingredients. You're just going to take your papaya, and I had started to cut before, but you want to take your papaya, cut it in half. Beautiful, beautiful. Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
This is part rainbow because if you think about it, the skin is sort of green, right? Your inside, your interior, your meat is orange, that flesh, it looks amazing with a little yellow. And then your seeds are dark. And like I was saying earlier, your seeds are sort of like gelatinous. They have a little gel coating. And you can eat these as they are, but you can, they're really good.
And I'm going to plant some of those seeds.
Of course he is. He's going to harvest papayas, and we're going to show you next year our papaya trees. But but just
Yeah, she laughs at me.
but just scrape your seeds out. And again, you can use these in your smoothie if you want. I mean, there's nothing wrong with putting some of the seeds in your smoothie, just like so, a couple of tablespoons. But you want to just scrape out your seeds from your papaya, just like this, and put them on a paper towel or a paper plate and let them dry out a little bit before putting them in your dehumidifier. Oh my goodness. Before putting them in your dehydrator. If you choose to dehydrate them, dry them out, and ground them up to sprinkle them on your cereal or your oatmeal, or use them in your other smoothies, because again, they have really great nutritional value.
Remember, last week we told you about we use an air fryer to dehydrate, some of our skins. So you can use, if you have an air fryer, you can use that, or you can use your oven.
Yep. And I have a silicone mat here. I'm just going to scrape out the seeds from this half of the papaya. And what you want to do is just cut this papaya up into chunks. Remove that out of the way. You're going to, no, because I'm going to just add the coconut water. And we use Kirkland's. It's not an ad for Costco brand, but this is what we use. Kirkland's organic coconut water. It's cheaper to buy it in bulk. And this organic coconut water does not contain any added sugars. And that's important because you don't want to add any product that has added sugar because that's.
And can I just do a little plug on coconut water?
You can.
Just a little info.
Let me just say, because you really want just the sugars from the fruit, the natural sugars. You don't want added sugars. You go ahead, Coach, while I cut this papaya up, and I'm going to leave the skin on. I'm sorry, Coach. I'm going to leave the skin on because I have cleaned my fruit. I always wash my fruit in a solution of vinegar and baking soda, because when you cut through your fruit, you're cutting through all of the bacteria that may be housed on the exterior of your fruit. So you want to make sure you wash it and clean it properly. So anyway, I'm just going to cut this in about 2-inch chunks. If Coach explains to you why he loves coconut water.
All right, so here's the thing about coconut water. We know that this is great for if you need to rehydrate and you need to, replenish your electrolytes. So that's, some of your vitamins and nutrients, which you can't get from just plain water. Coconut water is a good, it's better than drinking Gatorade, because we know Gatorade has a lot of dyes and sugars. But here's something you also know about coconut water. It is slightly acidic. And we pretty much know that when our bodies become too acidic, it leads also to disease. Now, I don't want to overwhelm you with all the things that cause disease, but basically how to get around it. So, the thing with coconut water, like I said, is great. It is healthy, but it is, again, slightly acidic. But if you mix coconut water with alkaline water, you will have a awesome, hydration drink. So the alkaline water will help bring up the pH level of your coconut water. But even without that, coconut water by itself is still good for you. So we're going to set that to the side over here.
And, the size of your chunk, this is a soft fruit. So, again, depending on the type of blender or the power of your blender, here you go, Coach.
Right, thank you.
Depending on the power of your blender, it determines how wide you cut your chunks. We have a really powerful blender, a Vitamixer. If you are familiar with the Vitamixers have a really powerful engine, and it pulverizes everything. So the chunk size really doesn't matter. So anyway, that is the gist of this smoothie. And we're going to blend this up later, and we're going to have that for dinner. So, Coach, if you can take that. So, as you can see, it's quite simple. 4 ingredients. Go ahead. Yeah, 4 ingredients: your coconut water, your papaya, your banana, frozen banana, and cinnamon, ground cinnamon. That's simple. Ground it up. Use some of the seeds because they're really good, and again, for cleaning the parasites out of your digestive system and detoxifying your liver.
Yeah, that was also one of the things that I learned, that papaya is known or believed to help cleanse the body of parasites. It is recommended that if you think you do have parasites, that you probably see a health professional or a good, doctor out in the Amazon somewhere. Okay.
All right. Coach, go ahead. Take it
Okay.
away.
Now, we just spent some time inside, and now I just want to go to some things outside, but technically it's going to be outside inside, because we basically brought this inside. And again, want to share with you some of the things that we've grown, basically a combination of inside and outside. All right. So, here is our, This is our romaine lettuce. I know it's not that huge, but hey,
Yeah.
you know,
Uh-huh.
it takes time. But that was just growing. As you can see, the bottom part was just the butt part of, a head of romaine lettuce. So it was just cut off, put it in a little bit of water, and then the stalk is new growth. Now, here is same thing. It's our celery plant. Oh, and I don't know if you can tilt that.
I can.
All right, but you'll see the bottom of that was the butt of the celery. That it also started with water.
Get it around the camera.
Okay.
And what you're referring to, for those that are watching, is this piece right here, which was the actual butt of the celery stalk.
Yes.
Right out of the packet. It came right out of the packet.
So, and you know what? This one, like I said, it needs a little nursing. It was just it was repotted. It was taken out of water and put into some soil. So it seems to to be going through a little trauma there. And I don't know. One of the things that I learned, one of the hacks when you're repotting, is to actually add some oatmeal and some magnesium to your soil, and that will help, to reduce. Or believe it or not, you can also use hydrogen peroxide to help minimize the trauma that your plant goes through. All right, so you want to move that. This, okay, those are carrots.
And they're less than 2 weeks old.
Yes. Now, again, what I did is just took the butt of the carrot and put it in some water, just enough for the bottom to touch. And then when it started growing, the stem, I transferred it to soil. Now, let me just clarify something. I am a newbie to all of this. So I do just a lot of experimenting, and see what happens. And I do a lot of research, after being, for years a corporate consultant and a college instructor, I was always researching, putting stuff together. So it's just natural for me. I am OCD when it comes to research and coming to learn. So we showed you celery, we showed you the carrots, we showed you the lettuce. Now, this poor plant right here, this is lavender. It seems to be struggling, but we're going to try to nurse it back to health. And we're going to come back to you. But I think the sun, even though it's supposed to get plenty of sun, I think got too much sun. So we hope to be able to, bring that back to life.
And as you know, lavender is sort of part of the rosemary family. It's a woody but very fragrant herb.
Mhm.
And plant people use it for so many different things. And maybe we'll do a segment on the medicinal effects of lavender as it relates to our health.
Yes.
In one of our sessions.
Because that's one of the things one reason why I brought in here is to kind of lead into things in the future in terms of using herbs now into your ritual. And lavender, like I said, both if you've used essential oils, lavender is one of the most prominent essential oils. And like I said, you can make lavender tea. So it does have plenty of benefits to it. Now, this plant that we just showed you, that we didn't grow from seeds or scrap. We basically bought it a slip and grew it from there. All right. Now, what I do want, to show you, and I'm really sharing this to help to encourage you to, for those who haven't done it, to start doing this. Right? So you just want to take those two. Now, those are simply basil leaves that were cut from a basil plant that we have outside, and cut those, and we were planning on using them in a recipe the other day, but we didn't use them. So I basically stuck them in water, and they're actually growing into full plants, which they'll be transferred to the soil. And basil plants also are natural bug deterrents. So if you grow plenty of basil, and put it in your garden, my understanding is that it will help to keep a lot of the bugs away.
And also, basil plants make a delicious addition to tomato and mozzarella.
Yes.
Oh, so good. We love basil, tomato, and mozzarella with a little balsamic vinegar. Ah, maybe once our tomatoes ripen, we'll highlight a recipe containing our gardening
Yes.
ingredients.
Uh, and just a couple more. Just want to show you. Here is we have our mint, and again,
This is apple mint, to
yes.
be specific.
And these were clippings, and I prune at the plant. Until we use them, I stick them in water just to try to keep them alive and healthy. And then I put them in reach again in your kitchen, someplace where you just grab some leaves when you need them. And as you see, it still looks healthy, and that was cut several days ago, and it will continue to grow. And it's within reach, so that's one of the benefits of keeping it
And a
alive.
couple of leaves of mint in your smoothie, regardless of your smoothie, just enhances it. I mean, there's three key ingredients that I put in every smoothie, and I don't care what the other combinations are. I use ginger, lemon, and banana in every smoothie. My green smoothies, my fruit smoothies, those are three key ingredients. And sometimes I'll throw a piece of mint if I'm doing a green smoothie that's predominantly green.
Mhm.
I'll use some mint to cut down on some of that herbaceous flavor.
And that's just more
This
mint.
is more apple mint, and I just want to show them the stamen here. The flower, when the flower starts to grow, you really want to pinch it off, like right at the base of where it's growing, and that will promote bigger and larger leaves and more growth. And you want to make sure that when you are running your are trying to root your mint in water, that the leaves do not touch the water because
Yes.
it will cause them to rot.
And that's kind of pretty much common, I think, with all plants. If you put in the water, you want to keep the leaves away from the water. Even after you pot, you want to keep it away from the soil as well. So you'll always pretty much see them, cutting off the leaves at the bottom of your stem.
Mm-hmm.
And as Coach Mitchell said, it will promote further growth. Because here's the thing, just like as humans, when we go through struggle, we actually can grow from it. Every time you cut a part of your plant off, it actually triggers the reactive response from the plant is to grow. So, again, as a newbie, I've shared this before, I was very hesitant about cutting anything off of the plant. I felt like, I was doing harm. But then I learned it's part of the process, right? For us, we go through challenges. We can grow through it. If it's not done right, yes, you could damage your plant. So there's a whole technique that I'm becoming better at. But point is, cut off the part to prevent the plant from being infected with different types of diseases, either by the leaves being in soil or being in water. Mhm. Now, the other reason why we're sharing this with you is because now you can have a garden right in your kitchen or right at your fingertips, especially when it comes to the basil and the mint. Yeah, the mint you could most people are trying to drink water all day long. Coach Mitchell and myself, we try to make it a habit of consuming water. She's better at it than I am.
I love water.
Yeah. So what you can do is you just pinch off some mint leaves and just rub them in your hands to break the cellulose, release the oil and the flavor, and drop them in your water. Same thing with along with your lemons or your limes, and that may help promote you to consume more water, which has again plenty of health benefits. All right. Now, last but not least, I got to show you this. This was something that was just purchased not even a week old. All right.
I think you're gonna have to hold that one up, Coach. I can't.
All right.
Can't
Well,
really get that one in my frame, but I'll hold it while you talk about this delicious, delectable pepper plant.
Right. Now, we bought this as a small plant, and it was, again, it's less than a week old, and it was, I think, it had one pepper on it, but it might have been about this high.
Which is about 12 inches, maybe?
Yeah, and just within those last few days, it's grown and it's producing more peppers. These are poblano, yes, peppers.
We love to grill.
Yes. So again, right there at your fingertips. There's so many reasons why you want to start to learn to grow your own food. It's both economics, it's both health, because then you can control what goes in your soil. Uh, and there's actually a spiritual component because it reconnects you to nature and it actually has other health benefits. So consider, you know what, uh, gardening on any level.
Right, and it doesn't just stop at controlling what goes into your soil. It controls what goes into your body, and we know that so many plants are, and our foods are genetically modified, processed, they're GMO, they're engineered, and we don't know what we're ingesting. And we just feel like we have to get back to the basics in order to heal ourselves, because guess what? Big Pharma is not trying to heal us. They're trying to keep us dependent on and relying on drugs to keep us going. And I don't know about you, or if you've been following us, we do our ginger turmeric shots every day. It provides so much energy. And not only does it provide energy, but again, it attacks that immune system it prevents it from creating the inflammation that is persistent throughout our bodies. And just like our recipe tonight, our papaya recipe that is high in antioxidants, anti-inflammatory properties and nutrients, and it detoxifies our liver. And we know our liver is a power force in ridding our bodies of toxins. So we want to make sure that we try to detox it as often as possible.
And the reason why we also share these with you is because, you'll see commercials and you'll see recommendations, to go out and buy detoxing drinks and so forth. And you really don't need those. Your body actually will detox itself if it's given the right, ingredients. It will naturally detox. I mean, we detox again through the elimination of, the fluids in our bodies. When we sweat, that's a form of detox.
Mm-hmm.
So again, that's why the benefit of exercising. But you basically have the means, and this is what we really try to stress. You're designed to be healthy.
And Coach, I don't want to interrupt you, but I just want to thank each and every one of you who are online right now. And I know there's some comments going up, and the phone that is displaying the comments across the counter. So I'm going to step out of frame because I want to acknowledge the engagement that, you guys are so gracious to provide to us tonight. So I want to display some of your comments, and I want to make sure that you know that we are appreciative and grateful that you're here with us, and hopefully we're giving you some beneficial tips and info. So there's going to be some movement. Then you're going to see me. double me. So let me step out of frame.
Okay, so what kind of questions do we have?
Okay, let's get there.
So while you're looking for that,
okay, I just want to acknowledge our participants. We have Deborah Barksdale.
Oh, Deb, nice to have you back.
Randolph. We have Beth.
Hello, Beth.
We have Eddie. And
Hello,
then yes.
Who's a new member to the group?
Yes, we want to thank those who have joined us, our new members. Okay. Coach, you can go ahead.
And just want to say again, want to thank Vet for inviting other people. We really, really, really appreciate that because it helps us again do what we're here doing, which is trying to get the word out and really trying to encourage, as many people as we can to just take better care of yourself. For those who may be dealing with any kind of disease, you may want to join our other platform, which is a little bit more extensive, our sessions, which is I Am Well. All right. But do want to again share about when you look at the food you're consuming, and I mentioned that you want to, consume an anti-inflammatory, diet. And anybody who's interested, I can email. I have a list that I put together for us, several people. Or you can just Google it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But anti-inflammatory foods to help reduce the inflammation in your body. Now, here's the catch: inflammation is not only, triggered by our diet. It's triggered by our lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really about changing your lifestyle. And now I'm putting together what is known as really a holistic, living, where you bring all the pieces together and you create just a natural way of living. And I have people say to me, well, eating healthy doesn't mean you're going to live longer. That's not why people do it.
Exactly.
That's really not why people do it.
But it makes you feel better while you're living.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. So again, are there any questions?
Please, if you have any questions, let us know. I'll try to get to them.
Because, and again, I thank everybody as we move into this and get better. I started doing ginger root and turmeric every day now. Wow. Okay. Who's doing the ginger root and turmeric? Because I can't see their name.
Yeah, we can't see your name.
You can just post another comment. I pulled over because I'm driving. Oh.
Okay, that's bad.
Okay. Yes, please pull over.
Yes, we don't want you in an accident because you're trying to listen to what we're saying and respond at the same time. But listen, just absolutely, we will definitely. You can invite them from the Power of Now, or I can send them an invite. Just send me their information, and God bless them and bless you for referring us and making people aware that there is something big going on, and that big is health and wellness. And we're doing it from a germane space and organically, because we want everyone to be as healthy as possible.
Yes. So, like I said, with that, like I said, we try to take it from a holistic perspective. So it's more than just the diet. And as I mentioned, we have another platform where we kind of go into, a deeper, we'll say kind of the science, behind and the theory that will help give you more of the principles behind it. Also, we do group coaching. So if there's a group out there, and one-on-one coaching that you want to create a health and wellness team, please reach out to us because we will put that together for you.
We do offer health and wellness coaching packages.
Yes.
That, we'll come out, or we'll do a virtual session with you and your team. So, please let us know.
And I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
I'm trying to really make sure that we've acknowledged everyone who. Yes, that we have acknowledged Hightower. I think that's her name. Her first name is showing up as Itty, and we thank her for joining. We appreciate her jumping into the session tonight, and for you inviting her.
Absolutely.
So, please give us some feedback. Let us know if there's something that you want us to cover. Please, by all means, you're in the group now, the Power of Now. Drop a comment. We'll make sure that we add it to our whiteboard and get to it in one of our Inside Outside on Wellness Wednesday sessions.
Yes. One of the other important thing, like something. Oh, okay. Remember, these are awareness sessions. The awareness sessions are really just designed to bring it into your awareness what the possibilities are. What we share, because of the limited time, is not the end all be all, but it's basically to start the conversation. And on our I Am Well platform, that was really set up to help people have a better conversation with their healthcare professional team, so that you're not walking in just totally, uh, you know, overwhelmed with the conversation. You want to go in with you at least being able to ask, questions.
Exactly.
So please do not hesitate to ask questions, to reach out, post comments, so forth and so on. We're trying to become better at this as we try to help you become better.
Exactly. And Eddie was the one who commented that she started doing ginger root and turmeric every day. So that's a great addition to your diet. Hi, Demetrius. Thanks for watching.
I'm just curious, going back to
Eddie.
If you don't mind, have you noticed a difference since you started doing, because both of those are anti-inflammatory, and turmeric is considered to be the gold standard for anti-inflammation. So I'm just curious, Eddie, have you noticed a difference in any part of your, I'm gonna say health, but just being?
It's just your overall feeling. What do you experience during the day?
And who else do we have?
Demetrius is watching. Hi, Demetrius.
Nice of you to join.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. The other thing too is, you can post, or you can DM, Coach Mitchell and myself about maybe some things that you're struggling with, and maybe we can create a session based off of that.
Correct.
We want this to be really interactive. And I'll be honest, you want to take advantage of these sessions because these are free sessions. But if you want more in depth, again, please reach out to us. We can put together a coaching package for you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So, Coach, anything else you want to add before we close out tonight?
No, I'm trying to think of that. My plants in, and yes, Coach Mitchell makes fun of me being a new farmer.
And he doesn't listen to me being an experienced grower. I'm not a farmer, but being exposed to it for most of my life. But nevertheless, we're here inside, outside on Wellness Wednesday. We learn from each other and we bring that knowledge to you. So listen, tonight's recipe, the papaya smoothie, will be posted on the Power of Now's group page. So look out for that. That'll be posted no later than tomorrow evening. And we hope that you try it and that you incorporate it into your daily lifestyle, because it is a way of life and not just a fad, right? So we have to make sure that if we're going to start down this path of healthier eating, that we remain consistent, because consistency is the key.
Yes.
That's going to get us back, get our bodies recalibrated, if you will. So,
okay. And just want to end with, if you want to be healthy, or you have the challenge of dealing with any kind of ailment, you want to start with the basics. And good health and wellness really starts with, again, your diet. You want sleep. You want stress management. And you want to move as much as possible. Whether that's walking. Here's something I came across the other day. If you can, just jumping around and letting your arms move, almost like a child. That is an Asian technique that actually improves your lymphatic system, and it's movement, and that's what your body just needs. So just jump around, like you're a fish out of water.
I'm laughing because when my oldest granddaughter was about 3, she used to love gummy bears. And there was a song, I'm a gummy bear, I'm a gummy bear. And we would be in the backyard just flailing our arms like we were gummy bears and just all loosey-goosey. And she loved it. But when you said, describe that activity that we should do or can incorporate in our daily lives, that memory came back to me. And really, we just need to move. That is the message. We need to keep our bodies moving. We weren't meant to be sedentary.
Yeah.
So Listen, I'm Coach Mitchell,
And I'm Coach Darren.
and it has been our pleasure to be before you tonight. We thank you for your engagement. We thank you for your interest. And remember to maximize each moment, because if you don't start now, there will be no next. Have a great night.
Yes, good night.
See you next week.